For those of you who log into Docuware using CITRIX, you will be familiar with the base screen that shows up. You will see 3 filing cabinets. The 0708 gray file cabinet will have everything that's been scanned in from 2007 to 2008. The red 0910 cabinets are for everything scanned in during 2009 to 2010. And the green MBS invoice cabinets are the ones that are currently in use. They are for everything scanned from 2011 to current date. If you double-click on the green cabinets, the search dialog box pops up, and from here there are many different ways to find, review, and approve invoices. For the purposes of this tutorial, I will use the Akron branch for my examples. However, you're going to use your own branch number when doing your own search. In order to locate pending invoices, click in the status field and type asterisk pend asterisk. Then go to your store ID line and type in your branch number. Again, I'm going to use branch 2 Akron for my examples. Type in your branch number in the first box and then tab to the second box. Your branch number will then show up in the second box. On any field that is separated by a divider, it is necessary to make sure both boxes are filled in. You are telling Docuware to look from branch 2 to branch 2, or vendor number to vendor number. Otherwise, if the second box is left empty, Docuware will pull in everything from your branch number to the last branch number. At the bottom, there is a OK button. Click on it. Everything that has a status with the word pending will show up. This includes pending, pending hold, and pending credit approval. Choose an invoice and double-click on it. The image will show up. You can rotate the image by clicking on the arrows. You can change the size of the image by clicking on the percentages and make it larger or smaller. You can print the image by clicking on the printer icon and hitting Start. Once you've reviewed it and verified that everything looks correct, locate the icons called the public stamps. Each stamp has a different function. If you leave your mouse over each stamp, it will tell you what each one will do. One will approve the invoices, one will hold it, one is posted wrong, and one is requesting credit approval. If you put your mouse on the invoice approve, left click, and move over to the invoice, you will see a green box pop up. This means the invoice will be approved, and if you click on the image, it will put it in approved status and disappear off of the pending status. If you go out and it needs to be on hold or posted wrong, left click the image, move to the image and click again, and a gray box will pop up. Where it says input your name, type in why you are putting it in posted wrong status or pending hold status, and then click OK. If you want to do other searches, go to the binoculars, remove pending from the status bar, and try keying in a purchase order. For this we will try 021132. Go down to the bottom and click OK. And any invoices with this purchase order will show up. Double-click on the invoice line and the image will appear. X out of the image, go back to the binoculars, remove the purchase order number, leaving in only the branch number. Click on OK. And a list of everything for branch 2 will show up from 2011 to current. You can sort this in many different ways. Put your mouse on top of a column header and click once. It will sort in ascending, and then if you click a second time, it will sort in descending. This works on all columns. Click on the binoculars another time. If you happen to know your vendor number, you can search that way as well. In the vendor number field, type in your vendor number, and then tab to the second box. Remember, both boxes must be filled in. For this example, I will use Larson. Their vendor number is 3290. Tab to the second box and it pops up. Go down to OK at the bottom and click. All Larson invoices will show up. You can do different sorts by purchase order, invoice date, due date, as well as sorting by dollar amount. If you click on store amount, the credits show up first. Click again, the highest invoice shows up. Go back to the binoculars and clear out the vendor field. If you want to find an invoice for a certain date range, go to the invoice date field and type in a starting date. For this example, I will use June 1st. Tab, and the same date will show up. You can sort and find any invoices for that date, or you can put in another date and look for everything in the month of June. Click OK, and all invoices for the month of June will show up. You can do the same with due dates. Go in and clear out your invoice date and type in everything that was due, for example, in the month of June, 06/01/13, tab, and then 06/30/13. Click OK, and everything with the due date in the month of June will appear, and you can sort in ascending or descending order. Go back to your binoculars, clear the fields except for your branch number. If you want to sort by vendor name, go to that field and you're going to want to type in asterisk of 3 to 4 letters of the name you are looking for. I will use ChemLink as an example. Click on OK. All vendors who have the letters CHEM for branch 2 will show up. You can sort by vendor name to put them all together, and then from there you can get your vendor number. In this case, ChemLink is 4952. The reason it's best to use just a few letters is if you go to key it in, ChemLink is actually split into 2 words. If you key it in as one word, it will not show up. Their vendor number is 4952. Go back to the binoculars, remove asterisk chem asterisk, 4952 in the vendor number, and everything for ChemLink will show up for branch 2. Click on the binoculars again, clear your fields, and if you're looking for a specific GL code, everything that paid a specific way, go down to account indexes, and you're going to put in a 0 before your GL code. You're going to do asterisk 0, and for the purposes of this example I will use 505 asterisk. We're going to see what burglar alarms for Akron paid in the month of June. Click on OK, and in this case they did not have any. If you want to sort by a certain dollar amount, go out to make sure your store ID is there and go down to store amount and type in a dollar amount such as $100. Tab to the second box, 100 will show up, and click on OK. Everything from 2011 to current that had $100 paid to it shows up. You can sort then the vendors together. At any time during your search, you can click on an invoice and highlight it. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on Info Box. A box titled Result List Info Box pops up. Here you can see all the pertinent information keyed into the AS400 for that invoice. It shows purchase order, invoice number, store ID, vendor number, invoice date, vendor name, due date, and the GL code that was used to pay it. If you click on the drop-down arrow by the GL code, you can check to see if any other GL codes were used on this invoice. Click on Close, and the box will disappear. There are many different ways to sort. Just double-click on your green filing cabinet to start. If you have any questions, please call me in the Accounts Payable office. Thank you.